in Dope, you know, you was in the studio. You remember that part? You was freestyling or rapping or whatever. I know you know what I mean? I know you got something better than that.
The Dope, that was purposely. Yeah. I was acting.
What's up, Quincy, bro?
What up with you?
Good, man. So, growing up in NYC, I mean, I know you probably moved to Atlanta. I don't know what age or anything, but growing up in New York, Atlanta, how was that?
Well, I was born here, so, you know, I do call New York home.
Yeah.
But shortly, I think I was around like 2 or 3, I moved down to the South with my grandma. Kind of was raised with my grandma while my mom was doing her modeling thing. So I was splitting time between the South and New York. So I got a little bit of New York and, you know, and it's Columbus, Georgia, too. A lot of people say Atlanta. I spent some time in Atlanta, but my actually hometown is Columbus, Georgia. What about you?
Houston.
Okay.
Houston, man. My mom, oldest brother, 5 years older than me. Everything I did was in Houston. I traveled a lot with basketball, but anytime I'm going home, it was basically Houston. Little part like suburbs sometimes with some of my coaches, because I didn't have a father figure growing up, so my coaches was more like the father figure for me. But anything else was Houston, down south, south side area, man. That's where I was raised, born and raised. Yeah.
The Southern hospitality, ain't nothing like it.
Ain't nothing like it. Anytime I get a chance to go back home, always. A lot of youngins that have like famous pops, famous whatever, you know what I mean? Like I'll be sure, you know what I mean? Diddy, you know what I mean? We know that. We know that. So growing up like that, you feel like it's pressure, or you feel like, you know what I mean, it's easier or it's harder to like be successful. You see what I'm saying?
You know, once you finish the kid phase, when you start really having to live life, you start to feel the pressure, you know, but I like the pressure. You know, it's not a pressure that's negative in any way or pressure that I feel like I can't handle. You know, it's for sure a situation that's unique, but what I take from it all, like I got to learn a lot, you know, from different perspectives, you know, from a lot of, you know, influential people, you know.
Definitely.
I mean, you know, I'm influenced, you know, by my family, and, you know, on top of, you know, everything else, I think that's what kind of, you know, brings it together and why I signed up to this industry, because I know what it takes, you know, and I truly believe that I have a, you know, a place in the industry for me, and I'm not just doing it because of them. That's what a lot of people think too. Like, you know, you just doing this because they making you do it, or not at all, you know.
It's the love.
Yeah,
love
straight up, you know, for sure. Now that you're at this level, you know, you practiced your whole life, you did what you had to do to get to this level now. What's that pressure like? Because it's like graduating to be.
Like I tell people, man, it's high school, college, and then it's like, what you gonna do after that if you don't go to the NBA? So for me to make it here is awesome opportunity, awesome accomplishment.
Dream come true.
A dream come true, you know what I mean? Going into the draft, I didn't know like what was gonna happen. Got a couple agents, told me I might not come, I might not make it to the NBA. So, you know what I mean? Just to be here and play on the stage like the Garden, man, it's, you just gotta give it your all, you know what I mean? You gotta come out, compete, play the hardest you can, because these fans know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, it's just all about competitiveness, bringing that spirit and doing your job, being focused. It's a lot come with it, man. You got to practice. You got practice for 3 hours. Then after that, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? You got to stay out of trouble. There's so much free time. Just got to work on your craft and know what you want to be great at and know what you want to do with your future, man. If you want to do this forever, you got to take care of your body. It's a lot of stuff that come with it, man. Just like you learning from your pops and step pops, I got to learn from the veterans.
Everything is a learning experience.
Guys like DeAndre Jordan, guys like Jerry Jack, you know what I mean? You got to learn from these guys, like, because you're not going to come in here knowing what's the right thing to do right away.
You know, as somebody new coming to the, you know, league and being, you know, in the same locker room with, you know, these people who've been there for some time, like, what is there like a little break-in stage? Is it like 2, 3, 4, 5 games, or is it a whole season before it's like?
It might be a whole season.
Right, before y'all like big brother, little brother for real, for real.
Yeah, because I came in and Jerry Jack, I was like, man, I watched him my whole life, you know what I mean? Like, I've been watching Jerry Jack since I grew up. I know, I'm a fan of his game. I had a lot of rookie duties last year. I mean, as far as like just respect, out of respect, like, man, I don't want to do it, but I have to.
Of course, you know.
But you definitely got to work your way up. You're not going to come into this league and just be given anything.
It's not easy. It's
just like you got to work your way up, just like us. Every day you got to come in and earn the respect.
What's something like an experience or something that you went through that you was like, oh yeah, I definitely gonna need another year or two in here before they look at me like one of them.
Yeah,
like,
man, I remember vividly. We landed in Chicago. Our hotel was at the end of the street, and there was an Apple store at the other end of the street, and it was like 20 degrees. Mike Beasley, he came to me and was like, yo, I need you to go to the Apple store, give me 2 boxes of AirPods, and bring them back. I need it before the game. Doug McDermott, same day, same time. He said, go to Gucci, give me a Gucci wallet, pay for it, I'll pay you back. So I'm walking from one end of the street to the other end of the street, bro. Freezing cold. I stopped at Walgreens, got gloves. My hands was about to fall off.
Bro.
And now that I think about it now, I'm like, why didn't I just call Uber? Like, I should just call Uber. I'm walking from like 1 block to the other. 20 degrees weather in Chicago.
Right.
One of the worst experiences of my life.
Yeah, you know, I had to look out for big bros.
I had to do it.
Right.
When I gave it to him, the money was different. The money was different, so I mean, it was all worth it in the end.
Right,
but
yeah.
I was walking, man. It was freezing cold. My hands just felt like it was about to fall off. I remember every game last year getting in. It was like I had butterflies.
Right.
Every time coach called my name, I was like, oh, it's time. I got to get on the court. I got to do good. Couple movies. I seen Dope. You know what I mean?
Hey, appreciate
one
it.
of my movies, man. I thought it was hilarious. You see what I'm saying? But how was your first experience behind the camera, behind the scenes? You know what I mean? With these people, these famous actors. How was your?
Yeah, no, it's funny because how my whole acting, started. And I've been always interested just in the creative side of things. Making it, which is behind the scenes, and actually, performing, which is in front. First time, I really had my experience and to really know if this was something I wanted to do was literally fresh out of high school when I did a movie called We the Party. Mario Van Peebles directed.
Yeah.
My mom was out and about one day and she met a casting director. And whether they knew each other or not, I'm not too sure, but she was like, does your son act? And she was like, yeah, he does.
Right.
Why? You have a movie? And she was like, yeah, actually I do. I'm working on this film, boom, boom. But I had never acted before. I may have went to a class or something like that, but, I always had the feeling I just want to do it. So I ended up going on an audition and booked it.
All right.
But it was funny because in the audition, I had I prepped what I was going to do, like really just to a T. And then when I got in the audition room, I remember the lines, but I forgot all my real actions I was gonna be doing.
Yeah.
But being myself and natural got me the part. And then that kind of gave me a whole new perspective on what it is, because it was like my first time auditioning ever. So it was like, this is the only audition room. On set, it's gonna be a whole new different type of thing. So it was like, that was really it woke me up for real when I was like so focused on trying to, do too much or do something when I just relax and chill with myself, and that's my thing. You know what I mean? Today, yeah. What about you? I know first time, that must have been like a
shock.
Shocker. Was it in slow motion? Did it go by fast?
Nah, it was a shocker. I was like, man, I don't even remember the first game I got in, but I remember every game last year getting in. It was like I had butterflies. Every time coach called my name, I was like, oh, it's time. I got to get on the court. I got to do good. I only played like 40 games last year. So every time I got on the court, it was kind of like butterflies for me. Still to this day, man, when I starting the game off in the garden, it's just that feeling. It's like, man, I want to do good. I want to play the right way. Whole world's watching. It's not pressure, but I feel like it's accountability every day. Social media. Big. IG, Twitter, Snapchat.
Changed the world.
Changed the world.
What's your favorite?
I don't have Snapchat. Just
delete that?
No Snapchat for me. It's gone. I like Twitter, keep you updated. But IG for me is big. Pictures and messages at the same time. So I think IG for me.
Yeah.
Instagram.
it's just a lot, you know, with the IG comments and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That just be the only thing with.
You don't like the comments?
I can handle it. You know what I mean? Like the way I look at it, I don't look at the negativity as being. I don't look at the negativity and be like, ugh, you know, just defeated by it at all. You know, and of course, you know, looking at the positivity helps, but you know, people must really know what they sign up for. You know what I mean? You signing up to really broadcast your life, you know, to the world. You know, people who you don't know. But it's like at the end of the day, you're choosing to do so. So in reality, you must factor in what, you know, comes with it. You know, and you know, as a, you know, being when you got people who look up to you, you know what I mean, it makes it more of a purpose. You know what I mean? It makes it more of a thing to really look at and not be maybe as careless as I was, maybe you was 5, 10 years ago now, you know, just because on how quick, you know, everybody has a voice now. I wasn't shoe crazy, but I was in the shoes, but I wasn't, you know, like I said, shoe crazy. I wasn't depending on the shoes to be what people look at. Like look it up here first before you're down here.
Fashion.
Yeah.
You're a fashion expertise, huh?
I love expression.
Love expression.
Yeah,
Got you.
and I think fashion is for sure something that really is something that sets you in your unique space, you know, as an individual.
One question.
Yeah.
Is it about the brands, labels, or is it just putting something together, making it look good, or is it Gucci, Louis, you know what I mean? The cost.
Yeah.
Because I'm different. I'm different.
I mean, the brands always are. You can't get mad at the brands ever because the brands, you know, they are the brands for a reason. They've had people who have, you know, built the brand to what it is today because of the risks that they've taken or just the boundaries they've broken, stuff like that. So, personally, for me, I go for trying to be comfortable, but I try to see what I can push in a sense of how comfortable can I, you know, get, you know, but still stylish and stuff. So it's just like, I like to, you know, just feel almost just like a character, you know, when I dress up, but still me. I'm never like putting on something and then don't feel myself, because that's the first thing you gotta do. You gotta still
made you put it on.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you feel you in it, no matter what you put on, so you can be able to do what you gotta do. I think fashion is just the best way to kind of express yourself without saying nothing.
Sure.
You know. What about you? I know you.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I like the brands. I like the labels. I got a little, you know what I mean?
Little collection.
Little bit of something. But for me, it's really shoes, man.
Yeah.
Growing up, Jordans was a thing. Designer shoes. I feel like my shoes
rep
me and the whole outfit. If I got nice shoes on, I feel like it's more like what you wearing, but your shoes matter too. So I could wear a black shirt and have on some dope, you know what I mean, some dope shoes, and I feel like that's fashion for me. So everybody's fashion is different, but I feel like that's different for me.
I think as of like 2-3 years ago, I think I've really been focusing on the shoes being kind of like that bold, last little touch. You know, just because I wasn't shoe crazy, but I was in the shoes, but I wasn't, you know, like I said, shoe crazy. I wasn't depending on the shoes to be what people look at. Like look it up here first before you're down here. You know, and the fact that, you know, I think my outlook on it has changed a little bit. Sometimes I'll like see some shoes and try and base a whole outfit now.
That's what I
off
do.
the
See,
shoes.
I'm different. I go for the shoes, and I'm like, all right,
I'm just now getting to where you
at.
at, and I like it.
Match the shoes.
I like it better.
High school, man, you couldn't come to school with if you didn't have the right shoes on. It was a little different.
It was a little
down south. It was a little different.
They made it a thing. It made you aware.
You had to have the shoes to.
I definitely got, they call it janked on. I got janked on when I was in middle school, I think, because, you know, I always wear the same shoes. I mean, I had my 1-2 pair that I always wore, you know, but every once in a while I get some new shoes, but I just went to what I knew, went to what I like to be in. But then some people started, you know, I think a girl was like, you wear the same shoes. I'm like,
that's the worst experience when a female do it. That's the worst experience when a female's noticing your shoes. You're like, yo, all right, I got to come on with it now. The Run, Luby Run. Well, what's that all about?
Yeah, so me and Christian Louboutin got together to create a fashion film, which unveiled their new sneaker.
Right.
You know, they've been killing it with dress shoes, heels, stuff like that, but they've you know, moved into the sneaker, you know, into that movement shoe. So I put together, you know, a fashion film that just unveiled it, you know, that represents just, you know, movement in life all in one. I got to direct it, you know, I put my brothers in it, you know, but it was definitely a little short film piece that just represented a little bit of who I was, but what I felt when I, you know, put on the shoe, you know what I mean, with the sleek designs, of course. You know, once again, like you said, as it completes the outfit, it almost like completes the feeling, you know what I mean, in a sense. And yeah, so I was very, very, very pleased to, you know, be a part of such a dope brand like that, and to, you know, make my vision from paper to real life, and me being actually directing it, that was an unreal feeling, just because like I was in control. And you know, I always direct stuff and do stuff in that space, but I never was in control all the way at that level. You know, so that was really a cool, fun moment for me.
Different feeling. Different level of status.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've been a fan of the red bottom and stuff, so I actually got to, you know, put on something. You know what I mean? So it was definitely, you know, a fun time.
So they had the red bottoms on the tennis?
Red bottoms on the sneakers, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know nothing about that.
I'm gonna get you some.
Size 13.
I got you.
By the way. Size 13, by the way.
We talking about fashion. I heard you got your own line. Tell me about that.
This whole team thing is like my Instagram name, Whole Team Dot. It's an organization, basically with like 8 of my brothers back home. We started an organization right after Hurricane Harvey. Yeah, so we gave back like during that time. But for the most part, it was just like everybody coming together as a team, as a unit, and helping others succeed, like as a team. But we came out with these hoodies. We haven't really got into the fashion thing of it, but we got a couple T-shirts. I got a hoodie for you.
Appreciate you.
Whenever, you know what I mean, when you rock it, you know what I mean? I show you what to post. I tell you what to post, but it's not, we getting into that, the fashion thing, but as far as like the whole team thing, it's more of my brand, more of my brother's brand. My brother's brand. And I feel like whole team is like more of a down south thing, family, because I'm family oriented. So I feel like everybody in here is together, you know what I mean, come together as one if you want to have great success and great opportunity.
Back in the day, you know, my family in the South had the kitchen going with the jams, Supremes, Al Green, Isley Brothers. It was like that type of vibe. So I kind of got like this soulful kind of like upbringing with music. I follow a lot of NBA guys, and music plays a vital role in the game of basketball. You know what I mean? Where's music lie with you? You know, just with life, with basketball. What type of music, you know, certain type of artists, you got certain songs that get you going to games, you got certain songs you like to only work out to. It's
a lot. Music plays a big part. Be in the gym, countless amount of hours. The speakers going. For me, just Meek Mill, kind of more of like a motivational.
And turn up at the same time.
And he's speaking real, he's speaking motivation. But Meek Mill for me is like one of my favorite rappers. Meek Mill, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, my favorite rapper growing up, Lil Wayne. He don't talk about basketball, nothing. It's just all bars, flow, something that you can feel. Meek Mill is more like the bars, motivation, came from the bottom, you know what I mean? Now you're here, that type of thing. Drake. It's a lot of artists that I listen to. Lil Uzi, I listen to everything, so it don't vary. Beyonce, she from Houston.
There it is,
Beyonce, so what about you with music? I know music probably is a
huge deal. It's a huge deal, you know, especially with me, you know, breaking into the industry as an artist. You know, finding your sound and stuff, you know, really is something you really got to take seriously, because, you know, why is somebody going to listen to you over somebody else? You know, you got to really know how to tell that story through your music, you know, and it's sometimes hard to do all the time, you know. So I find a lot of my inspirations from, you know, old school music, you know what I mean? Back in the day, you know, my family in the South had the kitchen going with the jams, Supremes, Al Green, Isley Brothers. It was like that type of vibe. So I kind of got like this soulful kind of like upbringing with music up until I kind of like started liking it for myself, and, you know, started, you know, into the hip hop, into the pop, and, you know, rock stuff, you know, just listen to a lot of different types of music, you know, but always listening for that message.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just almost just like, that's how I be using it for like workout or something like that. Like, I want the message to get to me, to fuel me into, you know, what I'm doing. Like sometimes I don't necessarily be too crazy about if just a beat is cool, because I'm listening to the words too. Or at least I'm trying, if I can't understand a lot of them.
This generation now, though.
You gotta hear a song 30 times before you can learn the lyrics or hear what they're saying.
Especially
sometimes.
in Atlanta.
But the music is good, sounds good,
great.
you know what I mean? So sometimes it's just like, that can't fully get to me if I can't hear the words, but I love turning up to it. You know, it's certain areas for it all.
Yeah.
Top 5 rappers.
Okay.
Biggie.
Yeah.
Drake. Jay-Z. You know what people don't say, and I'ma say it?
Who's this?
Ludacris. Ludacris is so fire. People don't, I don't know where people can't connect to Ludacris.
Luda's
like everybody knows he's dope, but.
So you think Luda and Nelly, like, is that, they similar? Nelly and Luda? They give me the same vibes.
Nah.
Nelly and Ludacris?
No.
I feel like they give me the same vibes.
Some of the same vibes, but for real, lyrically, kind of like as a rapper, Ludacris is different. So that's 4. And I mean, I always hate the top 5 question, but since it's 5, you gotta say it. And I'm gonna give it to like Kendrick. My 5th one, Kendrick Lamar. What about you, top 5?
Lil Wayne. J. Cole.
See, I need 6, 7. I need
8. Well, if it was going 1A, 1B, I'd go Lil Wayne, Jay-Z. But Lil Wayne for me, J. Cole, Jay-Z. And it get hard. It get tough after 3 because I feel like that's the main 3 right there. You got to go with Biggie. Tupac, man. Yeah. That's 5 for me. I know I was young, but I've heard every Tupac song. I heard every Biggie song. Pleasure meeting you, bro.
Oh, man, you too.
Brought something for you.
Oh, gifts.
The whole team gear.
Oh, yeah. I mean? All right.
Dropping tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
My man.
Whole team.
There it is. Oh, yeah.
So you just, know what I mean?
Throw this right on for the flight.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, dog.
Oh, my God.